Among all the big releases in August, there's one particular title that stands out: Sega's Yakuza Kiwami, a remake of the PlayStation 2 classic that began the whole series. The story will follow Kazuma Kiryu, the noble Yakuza, as he leaves prison, only to find the streets of his city embroiled in war. Despite being the remake of an almost 12-year-old game, Yakuza Kiwami has more than its share of new features to applaud. Let's take a look at 15 things you should know about the game before picking it up. Remade graphics in 1080p and 60 FPS. Yakuza Kiwami is no simple port. It's a full-fledged remake with a better frame rate, redone textures, and 1080p resolution. That's not including the improved character models, which look more complex and realistic than ever before. The game also runs in 60 frames per second, so you can appreciate Kiryu all the more when he's beating punks into the dust. Of course, that's not the best part of the PS4's added power. Improved loading times. In the PS2 version of Yakuza, the open world and random encounters would result in a number of loading times. Fortunately, Yakuza Kiwami does not have this problem. Along with looking better, Sega has improved the loading times to ensure the right pacing and flow. There are actually next to no loading times in random encounters, so you'll no longer be dreading them, except if you hate random encounters in general. Switch between fighting styles. If you were accustomed to switching fighting styles in Yakuza 0, then you'll feel right at home in Yakuza Kiwami. Not only are all styles available from the outset, though the Dragon of Dojima style must be leveled up in a special way, but you can switch between them in the midst of combat. Sometimes you could need a fast-paced style to take advantage of multiple enemies, and then grapples for tougher foes. Simply switch fighting styles and boom, you're in business and your enemies are in pain. Ultimate heat actions. Heat actions make a return, and they can be used to beat down enemies in all kinds of vicious ways. However, Yakuza Kiwami goes a step further and introduces ultimate heat actions. These can only be used in boss battles, and that too when the boss is recovering. Match the right color with the corresponding style, and watch as the boss takes tons of damage in a stylish sequence. EXP to unlock moves. Instead of saving up your money to unlock different moves, Yakuza Kiwami will encourage you to spend experience points. Said EXP can be earned while completing different activities and side missions, thus encouraging you to explore the wide world of KAMUCHORO and its many bizarre stories. Even better, you can save your money for health items instead. Majima everywhere. He's back, and this time, he could be almost anywhere. Majima Goro is in Yakuza Kiwami and fights Kiryu so that the latter may regain his lost strength. Majima is also essential for leveling up the Dragon of Dojima style, Kiryu's most powerful of all. You'll need to be careful though, because Majima won't fight the same way twice. He has all the battle styles from Yakuza 0 along with heat moves and packs a punch. New story scenes. Ever wondered why Akira Nishikiyama, Kiryu's best friend who he took the fall for when the former murdered their boss, became a jerk? In Yakuza Kiwami, you'll actually witness firsthand what Nishiki went through between 1995 to 2005 while Kiryu was in prison. Sega has also confirmed about 30 minutes of new cutscenes to flesh out the story even further for Yakuza veterans. Clearer sub-stories. Before subsequent Yakuza games made it easy to discover sub-stories, the first game wasn't quite as intuitive. That's changed this time around, and players will now be able to distinguish sub-stories from important story missions. Whether you're upgrading styles and unlocking moves with EXP gained, or just want to engage in some oddball storytelling, sub-stories are now much easier to find. Original Japanese VAs, re-recorded voice lines. Though the original English dub for Yakuza wasn't half bad, Yakuza Kiwami goes with a Japanese dub that gives the series its signature personality. That's not all though. The audio lines in the remake have been re-recorded by the original cast, thus providing a higher degree of audio quality. Just make sure to settle in for some subtitle reading, because the amount of voice acting in Yakuza can be pretty hefty. New side activities. The mini-games and side activities this time around are quite plentiful, ranging from hostess activities to Meso King battle bug beauties. There's also pocket circuit car racing because why not? These complement the sub-stories to allow for a bizarre world to explore and even more bizarre characters to meet. Return to KAMUCHORO. While everything sounds all hunky-dory, it's worth noting that the setting of KAMUCHORO will be familiar to Yakuza 0 players. That's because the city was featured heavily in the prequel, which makes sense given the story. You may experience a bit of deja vu here and there, but since there's roughly 17 years between both stories, there will be a great deal of new things to discover. Retails for $29.99. The best part about Yakuza Kiwami isn't its revamped graphics, streamlined gameplay, new content, or improved loading times. It's the fact that this remake will retail for only $29.99 when it releases on August 29th. Considering the game has about 14 hours of main story content, not including the dozens and dozens of hours of extra content, that's a pretty damn good deal. Free post-launch DLC. Downloadable content has been confirmed, but this will take the form of free post-launch consumables, new skins, and items released on a weekly basis till September 26th. The first batch of free DLC arrives on September 5th and will include a dragon tattoo for Kiryu, gold plate, stamina royale, modified model gun, and other content. Just find Bob Utsunomiya, who is a clown by the way, so approach with caution, in the city and claim your free content when it's available. Enhanced with PS4 Pro. Though Yakuza Kiwami is confirmed to take advantage of the PlayStation 4 Pro, concrete details haven't been provided on whether 4K resolution will be supported, that too in 60 FPS. We also don't know if the game will offer better graphics quality on 1080p screens with PS4 Pro, so here's hoping that even more information emerges soon. Pre-order bonus. If you pre-order Yakuza Kiwami, you'll get free PS4 themes for Akira Nishikiyama and Kazuma Kiryu. The themes look pretty slick, especially Kiryu's, which features an enormous dragon in the background. These only apply for digital pre-orders though, so pick it up now while you still can. That'll be it for this video. If you like what we're doing, please go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.